Well, it just so happens that we've got Preston Holcomb, the drummer from the band, The Grapes. He's on the phone right now. How you doing, man?
How's it going? Doing great.
Awesome, buddy.
What's up? Welcome. Thanks for joining the Jam Fam tonight.
Well, thanks for having me. No problem. Don't mind calling in and chatting a little bit.
Cool, man.
What's up, man.
How you been, man?
Doing great. Just actually got back from final rehearsal for next week's show.
Oh, cool. You guys all pumped up?
Oh yeah, we are. We've got a great show planned. You know, two of the guys live out of state, so we had a rehearsal with everybody back in September, and then today we had a rehearsal with everybody that lives in town.
Okay.
And so yeah, we're getting psyched. We've got like I said, we got a killer show planned and two great bands opening up, so it's going to be a killer night.
Nice.
And that show is January 18th, right?
It's the 18th, a week from tonight, the Variety Playhouse.
Awesome.
Love the Variety Playhouse.
A big crowd's going to turn out for that. You guys feeling good? You got the band tight?
Oh yeah, most definitely. You know, even though we only get together once a year or so, it's just like riding a bike. We get to playing together and remember pretty much everything.
That's cool.
Just like we hadn't stopped. There's always a little rust we have to dust off, but it doesn't take long to dust that off. And
it's not a bad thing.
Rolling again.
Yeah. Well, that's good to hear, man. I can't wait for the show. Skinner's all pumped out. That's his night of his birthday, so.
Yeah, we're definitely going to come out and party with you guys that night for sure. Working Man Radio will definitely be there.
You guys are bringing a big birthday present for Skinner.
Oh, that's going to be good. We love doing stuff like that. So the more the merrier, and it's always fun to celebrate somebody's birthday or anniversary or whatever it is when it's showtime.
Yeah, party. Well, cool, man. You guys have quite a past. We were just talking about it before we got on the air or online with you. You guys used to link up with Panic and Fish way back in the day. How were those days, man? Yeah,
the days when we first started playing out, other than just a party band, we started writing original stuff and playing out. And I guess the guys in Panic started their band a couple years before us, so they were ahead of us, by that much. But we quickly became friends. And we would, play the Uptown Lounge together, and they would come down here and play with us, and it was always a great friendship. And with Fish, that we actually, the first time, if I'm not mistaken, the first time that they played Atlanta, we brought them down here, and they opened, or we opened for them. At the Cotton Club, at the old Cotton Club, and so they started. That was their, as far as I know, that was their debut in Atlanta. I guess that was maybe 1990 or so, something like that.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, and we had some great times with a lot of the early jam bands.
You guys did a show. I read about a huge hemp fest you guys put on with the Black Crows.
Yeah, we were always friends with Paul Cornwell, the guy that always put that on, and we started doing the festivals with him a couple years before that, in the late '80s, when he was holding them on the other side of Piedmont Park from the big 10th Street Hill, and in a little covered area on the other side of the park. And it was pretty small then, but that 1992 festival was the biggest one, and that was the Crows and us and the Urban Shake Dancers. And I think there was a couple of other earlier in the day preliminary bands as well. But yeah, that was a big deal. That was, to this day, probably still the biggest crowd I've ever played in front of. It was estimated after the fact that, and by the city of Atlanta, and not just by the festival promoters, but that it was, 50,000 plus out there, and that was a crazy day. That was a lot of fun.
I bet. A lot of nerves, huh? Were you guys nervous up there? Or just feeling?
No, not at all. No, it's one of those things where, to this day, I still get a little butterflies right before I hit the stage, but as soon as the first song is started, that's gone.
That's cool.
Well, just so you know, we're streaming to 6 million people right now. This is Mike Chasner here. What do you know?
Am I supposed to go? Yeah, am I supposed to go silent now?
Yeah.
Butterfly City, baby.
That's right, buddy. So,
but yeah, that's I love playing. So it's once it gets going, all that goes out the window, and it's there to have fun and get everybody having fun. Yeah.
I'd say it's this day and age probably time for those hemp fests to come back, huh?
Well, Paul still puts them on, and they've just always been, because he has to really fight with the city to put those things on.
Oh, I bet.
To get all the injunctions and whatnot. So, it became a real a hassle to do it at Piedmont Park, I think, and he's done them in different places, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, this year he's going to be doing it, I think, in Candler Park.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
That's what I read. I read that. Yep, new festival. You're talking about the 420 Fest.
Well, yeah, he'll be doing his hemp fest. So, but yeah, that's it's always been a fun thing. I've known him for years and years. He's a good guy.
You guys, like the Allman Brothers and Grateful Dead, you guys have the double drum set up. How's it like playing with that?
It's a blast.
I bet.
It's a blast, and I've been doing it ever since I became a Deadhead in the '80s, and we started doing when Charlie and I, before we turned it into the Grapes, it was just basically a Grateful Dead cover band, party band that we had.
Okay.
And we called it the Dreadful Grapes back then, and had some different guitar players that are still, a couple of them still local cats, Danny Simmons and Kate Moore, and then we had it just sort of evolved to where Charlie and I branched out on our own and got some different players and just started writing music. But yeah, the early days, it started out with my friend Steve Baird, who, when you see the Grapes these days, the Grapes went through a few transitions in personnel over the number of years. And so what we do in these reunion shows is all 8 of the members who were in the main Grapes over the years play. So we actually have 2 drummers and a percussion player when you see us now.
Holy cow!
And,
wow.
The guy that plays percussion was the original second drummer. He and I were tandem drummers in the early version of the Grapes.
Gotcha.
And then he decided to leave right around 1991, 90 or 91. And when he left, we brought aboard Rick Welsh, who is the current drumming partner with me, and
Okay.
he and I play the drum kits, and Steve Baird plays the percussion rig.
Yeah.
So that we're all 3 on board. And
a lot of rhythm coming out of you guys.
It's a freight train. It's a freight train, and like I said, we've got 8 people on the stage, and because there were some guitar configuration personnel changes, and so we actually have the lead guitar, the main rhythm guitar, and then we have the guy that had been the second rhythm guitar player now plays keys and rhythm guitar, and he's a multi-instrumentalist, so he handles a lot of different things.
Cool.
And it just makes for a really big sound these days. It's a lot bigger sound than actually what we had back in the day on the road.
I bet. Really dynamic.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Preston, man, you been playing in any new bands?
I do. I play. I'm pretty busy. I play. As a matter of fact, I'll be pulling double duty next Saturday at the show because I'm also the drummer for Lefty Williams' band, who's one of the opening bands.
Awesome.
And
awesome.
So yeah, and Lefty and I met 10 or so years ago. An offshoot band from the Grapes, Wayside Riders. It was myself, Rick, the other drummer, and Ramen Dawson, the rhythm guitar player, had this band, Wayside Riders, and Lefty was lead guitar player for a number of years. So that's how I met Lefty, and
right on.
And so he started his own band, and I drum for him now.
That's so cool because
it's an original band.
I
also play with he and I both play in this Allman Brothers tribute band called Revival.
Oh wow!
And
cool. Awesome.
It's also a double drummer band, and Lefty plays slide and plays most of the Dickie Betts parts and sings.
That is so
and,
sick.
Yeah,
That's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty busy.
Yeah, it sounds like it. That's so cool. You mentioned the Wayside Riders. I used to see you guys at Jake's Toad House many years ago. That was awesome.
Oh yeah, old Jake's. That was a fun place. We had a lot of fun times in Jake's.
Indeed. So overall, you guys are pumped up about the show, yeah?
Yes, sir, we are, and hoping. Looks like we're geared towards having another good crowd this year. This will be the last one was January of 2012. We were not able to get one together for last year.
Oh, okay.
So it's been 2 years almost to the day since the last one, and yeah, we're psyched. The Variety Playhouse became our home theater. Once we were playing pretty heavily in the early 90s, that was when we played it in town. It was either there or at the Masquerade, and it was our preference was always the Variety.
Yeah,
and
it's got such a great sound
we
there.
do these.
I'm sure it'll be a great
it's
turnout
great.
too, because for the Jam Fam, for that scene, for the music that you guys play, that's where a lot of the fans go here in Atlanta.
Yeah,
so.
everybody's itching.
Yes, it's and they cater to the crowd good, and we just found out this week, as a matter of fact, that they've actually been doing a lot of upgrades in there the past few weeks. So
cool.
I think everybody's going to be pleasantly surprised with the upgrades in the venue itself. So
yeah, the management over there is awesome. Brad Senna is a great guy.
Yeah.
They've always been great to us. They love having us, and they treat us like kings, and we love being able to put this show on for our fans because we're like I said, Charlie lives in Nashville, the bass player and singer, and our main keyboard player Steve Fink lives in New Jersey. Has family there, wife and child there, and he teaches music in a local school there. So it's kind of hard to put stuff together, and so we're able to do this once a year thing. It's a blast for us, and we just love doing it for the people too.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you so much for calling in tonight, man. And we're definitely going to pump it up for all the fans, all the Jam Fam here in Atlanta to go to your show, and we'll be out there to support you, and we're looking forward to rocking out with you. And thanks so much for calling up and doing the interview with us.
No problem, guys, and looking forward to meeting y'all in person next week.
Sounds
cool,
good, buddy.
Jam on. Good luck.
Okay, see y'all then. Great.
Good night, bro.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
Have you been out drinking tonight? No worries. Now you can take Mark's magic carpet ride. Climb aboard this cozy rug to be whisked home with the quickness. Next time you're out and about in need of a ride, call the most magical service of them all. If all carpets are booked, call Safe Ride America. We'll drive you and your car home for less than the price of a taxi. Call us at 404-888-0887 or go to callsaferide.com.